Are the Deluxe Edition items in Assassin's Creed Shadows any good? And how do you earn the free Battle Pass rewards? Well, you have to do new weekly missions. It's totally something you want to focus on. I got all the info. And there are also some other free items you can get as well. So lots to go over. Quick shout out to Ubisoft for sponsoring this video. It really helps me hire people to help me bring more content to you quicker. So totally check Shadows out via the link in the video description. That would support the channel as well. Yes, you already saw it. The Deluxe Edition items look really awesome. I'm digging the red dragon on the shoulder for Naue. Her hood and face mask combo is really unique actually, and she has a dragon tooth talisman that fits perfectly. The weapon has the really awesome handle and glow on the blade, and Yasuke has a similar katana, but his armor looks completely different. The head of course immediately jumps out with the unique horns and really cool mask. I love red, so the set really delivers for me, but the sad part is that not every item from this armor set is really strong, but I want to go more in depth on that in a moment. Other items included in the Deluxe Edition are for the hideout, like the Sekiryu dragon mask that you can hang in different buildings. I think it's pretty cool. You can also put this silk dragon art in your hideout, the black and gold umbrella, and a mystical water pot. But overall, I'm not a huge fan of these, and I'm not sure how they can fit with the rest of your hideout. I do like the mythical mount though that is included. Shadows only has horse mounts, so no other animals that we can ride, so that is where the Helix mounts come in. And I dig it, it of course fits the set really well. But what I do think is awesome in Shadows is that they added saddles for your horse, like this one that I got with Yasuke. So I would argue that the Helix mounts have some better competition this time around. And by the way, I already saw this Deluxe Edition mount for sale in the exchange. So by holding down the touchpad or the view button on Xbox, you immediately go into the Animus hub and can check out the exchange. Every day and week, new items from the Helix shop are for sale, and you can earn them for free with keys that you can get in two ways. You can for one find them in the open world. They will appear on the map when you get close, so that you can grab them, kind of like the Orichalcum and Opals. But that is just a nice extra. You will get the bulk from doing the projects. These are the free battle passes, and there are 2 at launch that have 21 rewards. And these range from new data files with modern day story that you can view in your vault, gold that you can use to upgrade any item to the highest level without needing other crafting resources, and I recommend you save this for getting low level items to the max level. There are brand new weapons and outfit pieces that you can also earn through these projects. I will touch on those in a moment, and again also a lot of keys. 1000 from the first tier at level 6, so you get another 1000. In total from a project you can earn 7000 keys, so 14,000 in total right now. And as you can see, that mount is 2,850, and that's the most expensive item. Weapons and gear pieces are namely 1,350 each. Trinkets are 900, and ally and settlement items are even less. So you can get quite a lot of stuff for free, and because there are no set bonuses this time, gear pieces are immediately useful, next to the fact that you can of course get their luck in the transmog system as well. And right now, at the time of this recording, the full Deluxe Edition outfit for Naue is for sale for these keys. So far so good. Now what I am noticing though, and this was not the case in Valhalla, the daily items so far have only included less valuable items, like the trinkets, the ally costumes, settlement decorations. I've not seen a weapon, a gear piece, or mount in the daily selection yet, so I do hope they change that around, because now the daily items are really not that exciting. But yes, getting these keys is really important, so you can get the Helix items that you normally have to pay real money for free. And there are, by the way, currently 4 Helix packs in the store. We'll of course showcase them and tell you if they are good in a future video. So subscribe to not miss that if you haven't already, and leave a like if you enjoyed this one so far. At one point early in the main mission, before going after a certain target, you'll unlock the anomalies. Every week you get a set of 4 new missions that have you go to a random spot in the world, and when you arrive you will see a glitch in the Animus, indicating that you are close. Now you for example have to kill a particular enemy or loot a particular chest in this area. Sometimes you have to clear the whole camp. There were also anomalies for me once where I just had to get 450 money, which is very easy, or take out X number of enemies from a particular faction, so they are just active in the background. You will easily complete them by just playing, but for most of these weekly missions, you have to travel to a particular region. So the higher the level you are, the more you can complete before they reset. And there's also one link to the tournament that I will touch on at the end of the video for if you don't want to see it yet, but it's pretty cool. So every mission gives you at least 600 data fragments, sometimes more, and those unlock the new levels of the battle pass. And every level actually requires 600 data fragments. So every week you can basically unlock 4 levels and a little, and there are 21 tiers in total. So after 5 weeks, you have completed the full battle pass if you do all your weekly missions every week. Which means that after a little over 2 months, we can complete both projects. So that to me indicates that we at least get 1 new project every month or 2 every 2 months. I, by the way, immediately went with the Awakening project because you can switch around, but only have 1 active, of course, at the time. So now I got the headgear for Yasuke that gives me some Watch Dogs vibes, if you know what I mean. So it has a 50% chance to loot rations from dead bodies, and that sounded great, but it feels like much less than 50%. So it's not as good as I thought it would be, but yeah, this whole battle pass system overall is great. Just another way to get free items next to the keys that you can use on the exchange. Especially the weapons look awesome. I got this blue sort of Isu Tento. We also got a blue Naginata, kind of Isu inspired. It lets you send enemies flying with the shoulder bash from Yasuke, by the way, instead of just knocking them down. Cool items to get, we'll go more in depth on them in the future, and there are more free items you can already get actually right now, like Twitch drops that give you this very cool Naue outfit. Not great in terms of perks, but thanks to the transmog that you unlock after building your forge in your hideout, you can just rock this look anytime. It's a recolor of an armor set that is already in the game, but I think it still looks very awesome. I'll be streaming, so check my Twitch, follow to be notified when I go live, link in the video description. Also make sure you link your Ubisoft Connect with Twitch, and then it will all work. Also link to that in the video description. And I of course touched on the root beer Naginata that you can get already. There are Red Bull items. I will leave a link to how you can get those in the video description as well. Although the Red Bull items become available on March 20th. So if you watch this before that, you have to wait a bit. Now let's move on to the Deluxe Edition items and see if they are any good. Well, it's in particular the headgear that stands out, as it gives you 33% health back on a weak point attack. And weak point attacks are when you charge a light or heavy attack, so do a posture attack and then unleash it on an enemy who is vulnerable. So getting health back while doing this is very powerful. And yes, perks on the gear and weapons are the same for both Naue and Yasuke. This, by the way, not the case for every Helix set, but it is for this deluxe pack. On the chest we find a really cool perk, but this also very bad, as you have a 3% chance to insta-kill someone on a posture attack. So super awesome when that happens, especially if the enemy was full health a second ago, but in our testing this obviously did not happen often. And again, it has to be one of these charged up attacks, so they are way slower to do as well. The perk on the weapon is easy, as you simply get a 35% increased damage when fighting against a single target, and that in combination with the bleed that when it triggers deals an additional amount of damage makes the weapon great, especially against bosses. Now worth noting though is that the katana from Yasuke does not have the bleed buildup, it has adrenaline gain instead. So that's interesting to know, that while the legendary perks on these Helix weapons can be the same, the stats can be different. And with the trinket you get a 100% critical hit on a next hit after a finisher, which you can do also with a posture attack. So you want to hit a full combo, then parry to make an enemy vulnerable, then use a posture attack, as that will give you the guaranteed crit and restore 33% of your missing health. That is kind of the playstyle of this set. Although just using that helmet in combination with other items to get that health back is already really solid. It's in particular the chest that is not that great. Subscribe of course for way more spoiler-free Assassin's Creed Shadows tips and tricks, and to be up to date on all the latest news. I will also be streaming the weekly reset to see the new items, do the weekly missions, keep you up to date. I'll link to that in the video description, so I hope to see you there. And yeah, about that tournament, so you get the mission to go to the tournament near your hideout by just following the main story, then it will show up. Do it, fight all the enemies, and then if there's an anomaly that week linked to the arena, it basically creates a horde mode that you have to complete, and they get the data fragments. Very, very cool. Check out my previous tips, of course, by clicking on the screen, and I will speak to you very soon. Goodbye.